Hello everybody, I am the Nerdy Guy and my computer is making a lot of noise. Today I'm going to talk about, well, I found an article on the internet, I'm going to link it below, and it's in Swedish, so most people won't be able to read it, but I'm going to summarize it. It's basically a guy who states that his daughter is starting first grade, and he went to follow her to school one day, and what he saw in class, he found it, well, more or less sickening, because the kids weren't listening to the teacher at all. They were misbehaving, they were acting up, they refused to sit down, and during the recess it just got worse, and they started arguing with each other, and when he tried to be the middle person, they all turned on him, and started talking shit to him, and the fact that they started talking shit to an adult, it scared him. And I can actually agree with him, because kids shouldn't do that. I would never do that when I was in first grade. And he points out that kids today are not getting raised at home. They're nothing. Because a lot of parents today are so fucking lazy. And they just think, oh, it's the school's job to raise my kids. They'll do it for me. And he thinks that's one of the things. He thinks that's one of the things that is wrong with society. That parents today leave everything to the schools. So the schools can't handle that. Now, what I want to talk about this is, I both agree and disagree with him. I do that with a lot of issues. But actually, it's possibly I agree with him fully, because I don't know if he has this opinion too. But it's not the parents' sole responsibility to raise the children. The school also has something to do with it. I mean, I've moved a lot of times. I am 19 years old. I've moved 10 times. I know people who haven't moved once. And my 70-year-old grandfather has moved less in 70 years than I have in 19. Does that seem right? No. But what I want to say with that is, I've changed schools a lot. I've had a lot of different teachers. So I know what difference a good teacher can make. And the best example of this was in 5th grade, and for the start of 6th grade, I had a teacher named Sarah. And the class I was in at the time was very full of energy. Everybody was running around. Everyone was sporting on the past time, so they had a hard time sitting down on the bench. But she kept them all in check. Of course, as soon as she turned her back, everything turned to shit pretty quickly. But as soon as she turned it back to the class, then everybody was calm again. She kept the class in check. She did what she could, and that was what was important. However, she later quit because she got pregnant. And her replacement was this fucking asshole from Norway, and I want to say right away, I don't have anything against Norwegians, so the fact that he was Norwegian had nothing to do with the fact that he was an asshole. He was just an asshole. But this asshole named Ole Martin, and he was very strict about how he said his name. We were not allowed to call him Ole or Martin. No, it was Ole Martin. However, that was the one thing he was strict about, because otherwise he was the most apathic fucking teacher you could ever find. I mean, people did nothing but misbehave in his classes, and he did nothing to stop them. Nothing. I mean, we could have math, and everybody was just running around throwing pens at each other, and he did nothing to stop them. He did, at most he was like, no, sit down. No, oh well. And this was during the time we still had like high reading, teacher read out loud to class, and people pretended to listen. I listened from time to time, depending on what book it was. And at the time he was reading Jungle Book. I was about to say Lion King, but no, the Jungle Book. And nobody listened. In fact, people did the exact opposite of listening. People run around they took like tape and put it at the back of somebody's hairline, like here, and ripped it off. And it hurt like hell. They run around and give each other wedgies. They did everything but listen. They threw stuff all the way across the classroom. Nobody listened. Because he did not propose any kind of authority. He was just sitting like a sack of potatoes or something. He was completely apathetic. I don't know if I'm using the right word. Fuck, he did nothing. And it was during one of those high readings where I'm reading out loud, when one of my classmates pushed me off my chair and smashed my head against the floor repeatedly, which left me with a mild concussion and a bump in my head that I had for like 2 years, and also resulted in me switching school. Now, when I switched school, I had another teacher called Helen. She was the best. I rank her as the best teacher I've ever had, because she was really nice. She was nice towards everybody who could behave. But if anybody acted up, she was pretty quick to put him back down again. Nobody ran around in her classroom. Nobody did anything to misbehave in her classroom. There was one girl in class, and she tried to misbehave a lot, but she never got far because Helen stopped her. She started spitting on the floor in the hall, and Helen stopped and caught her doing it once, and so she stopped her, looked her deep in the eye and said, "I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed." That is so fucking effective. You feel so bad when somebody says that to you. And after that, she forced her to go and get paper in the bathroom and clean it up. Helen was a good teacher. Sarah was a moderately good teacher. Ole Martin was a terrible fucking teacher. What I want to say with this is, a good teacher makes all the difference. So yes, parents today are doing a lousy job raising their children, and just think, oh, the school will take care of that. But the school isn't doing their job either. A lot of teachers just sitting there, panicking, like, oh, why even try? There's nothing I can do. They won't listen to me. As far as I know, there's not one kid out there who will stay cocky when a teacher stands up in the classroom and yells, "Shut up!" as loud as they possibly can. I swear to I'm willing to bet money every kid in the classroom would most likely sit down terrified. Everybody needs to take responsibility in raising kids. The parents, the schools, everybody. It's not anybody's sole responsibility. We all share. Even random people on the street should do their best to be on their best behavior in front of kids. I mean, I'm 19 years old. I don't even have kids. Yet I try, when I see a kid, I try to be on my best behavior. I curse a lot generally, but I try to keep my cursing to a minimum. Or at least I don't use any of the bigger curse words. I don't use like genitals as curse words. Because I want to be on my best behavior in kids. I want to set a good example for kids. That's what we need to do. That's what everybody needs to do. It's not the parents, it's not the schools, it's not anybody's sole responsibility. It's all of us, even the ones who doesn't have kids. So, that's all I had to say. Rate this video. Leave a comment, tell me what you think. Whose responsibility do you think it is to raise your kids? Or just leave a comment and say hi, I don't care. Or you can do what the guy did in my last video and leave a comment and said, "You're a fag. You're a fag, give it up." Wow. Ouch. That was so painful. I mean, it actually hurt a little to read it. I don't know if I can cope with it. Some person on the internet called me a fag. I mean, that was harsh. Uncalled for. And subscribe to my videos if you like my random ass rant videos. I make a new video every Monday and Friday. Although some days I miss it, but seriously, sue me. I have 40 subscribers, an average of 10 views. I think I made 20 in one of my videos. Yay. But I am the Nerdy Guy, and you just watched Nerdy Guy Rant. Bye!